Do you know what, gorgies? I thought it was about time I did. Bit of a life update. Not had one in a while since I was in the UK. So I thought I'd do a bit of an extended one on YouTube to tell you what the hell has been going on, because obviously if you're here you want to know, but lots of people on Instagram don't give a shit about what I'm doing. However, for those who do, I've been all over the place in 2025. I cannot quite believe how even 2 years ago I was living in Newcastle. I genuinely thought that I would be in Australia for 1 year working as a midwife. I would go home, I would get engaged and married, and I would have a child. I left all of my belongings in my house in the loft that are still there nearly 2 years later. Something, if you take away anything from watching this video, is that you are never stuck where you are. I am really privileged that I don't have any children. No, that's not coming across right. But I mean, I'm very privileged that I am a lone wolf, so I can kind of do what I want. And I have been able to save money and make money. And I know a lot of things can cost money, but that does not mean that you have to stay in the job that you don't like. That does not mean that you have to stay with the partner that is not respecting and looking after you. That does not mean you have to make the same habits day in and day out. If you'd asked me 5 years ago if my mindset would be how it is now, I would never have believed you, but I would have been so desperate to get to the mindset that I'm in now. And I'm not saying that I am fixed and everything is perfect and I'm going into 2026 and everything is absolutely how I want it to be. It's not. We always develop, we always grow. However, I am incredibly proud of where I am. I am incredibly grateful of where I am. I am so happy to have built an unbelievable community on my Instagram. And like meeting you lovely lot, I have met so many friends through Instagram over the last year. I cannot believe how lucky I am. And I have obviously been in Bali for the last 6 weeks. I've got another 2 weeks-ish, give or take. And I'm going back to Melbs. I've missed Melbourne. I've missed my friends in Melbourne. I've made such a great community in Melbourne. I miss Laura and I miss Chloe and the twins. I miss Catherine. I miss, just my group of friends that I've made there, and people that I've travelled with that I haven't even travelled with my school friends this amount. It is wild when you move to a different country how other expats are so much more open to doing more fun things. People at home are so conditioned and they just are like, I can only afford one holiday a year. I will not come away with you. We have to plan 3 years in advance for a holiday, which is fine because whatever, it is what it is. I've been trying to plan a holiday with my friends from the UK for, I swear to God, months. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Unless someone gets married, it's not going to happen. But that's why I've got my friends in Melbourne, because we go away. We've been to Kangaroo Island, we've been to Adelaide, we've been to Sydney. We've been on road trips. We've been on amazing dinner dates. We've just had the best time this year and I'm so grateful for everyone. So Bali has been amazing. My mum's been here for 2 weeks, which has been so lovely. And it was really empty when I came back to the house after I went to Uluwatu with one of the girls that I met through Instagram, Lauren, who I'm now friends with, which is amazing. So it was very quiet and she's back home. So I'm not going to see her until August now, which is really sad. But I have a women's retreat that I sold out in 3 hours, or 4 hours, which is absolutely wild. And I had that on my vision board that I wanted to have a wellness retreat, and I'm just so happy. I'm so happy. So I've got lots of planning around that. I also have something coming up around that. So just keep your eyes and ears peeled. Subscribers this year. If you're a subscriber on my Instagram, by the way, which is only £4.99 a month, the amount of stuff you are either going to get through giveaways, discounts, or intel on personal life, on what's coming out first. The $4.99 is well bloody worth it, I'm telling you now. Anyway, so yes, so I've been in Bali and now I'm going back to Melbourne. I did about 3 months in Melbourne this year. Not that much, which is wild. What the hell? Oh no, maybe more. I did 4 or 5 months. But in the winter, it was a bloody slog. But anyway, I am going back to Melbourne because I've missed my friends. I want to see summer in Melbourne because it's the best time to be in Melbourne. I absolutely love autumn in Melbourne as well. It is stunning. So I found somewhere to live near the beach, which I'm so looking forward to. I've got a month there to settle in. And then I plan on staying there for the majority of the year. I'm going to have holidays, but I really do plan on staying in Melbourne for the majority of the year. I'd love to do more. I'd love to do like Margaret River, WA, Broome maybe. I'd love to go to a couple of places, other places that I haven't been yet in Australia, which is really exciting. And yeah, I've just got loads of things that I want to do in the new year, but I also have really missed having my own home. I've not had my own home now since April, living out of a suitcase, and that's been really tough. And I found since I've been in Bali and I've had a villa that I've been staying in with a kitchen, I love my own space, which is something I would never think that I would hear myself say, but I love spending time with myself. Yes, I get a bit bored and I love going chatting with people, but I do love spending time with myself. I love cooking myself meals. I love going to bed and having structure. My ADHD does very well with structure, and I have really fucking enjoyed that being in Bali. And that has made me think, right, I know I've got to go back to England for 2 or 3 months this year. I really want to go back and spend time with my best friends who had babies who are still on maternity leave in the summer. I really want to go back and do my retreats. Oh, retreats, not just retreat. And I really want to go back and spend some time with Mum, help her with her house. She eventually wants to move to Australia. I need to go and sort all of the stuff out in my home and work out whether I'm going to sell my house or what the hell I'm going to do with the house that I have in England, because I'm never moving back there. Touch wood. I don't think anyway. So yes, I just really have missed having a home. So I'm not going to get a full long-term rental. I've got a month's in an Airbnb, which is delightful, next to the beach, and then I'm going to work out my next moves. But I plan on staying in Australia until I go to England, other than holidays here and there. So that'll be around July, August time. So I'm going to have a good stint. I might casually, dip out of Melbourne for winter again, and I might pop over to Thailand or even back to Bali in June, July, get out of the terrible weather in Melbourne because it gets bloody cold. But I have got so much coming up in the new year. I am creating not a device, but I'm creating something to help people move over to Australia, whether that's an ebook or a booklet that's going to be really bloody cheap, that I am going to sell to people to help them on their transition to moving to Australia, from trying to get a job to how to maybe set up a CV, to how to get migration advice and visa advice, how to buy your first home, rental market, buying a car, grocery shopping, moving out, getting a license, all of these things. I really want to help with that in the new year. I also really want to help change people's mindsets around birth. Watch what happens over the next 5 years, because I tell you now, my main goal in the next 3 to 5 years is to enhance women's experience around childbirth. I want women to have positive birth experiences, positive mindsets around birth, and change the narrative that birth is pain, because it is not. Birth is natural, and birth is something to be blessed and something to be excited about. And this is something that I want to do in the next year. So online courses coming up, online meditations coming up, more accessible for people who can't afford one-to-ones. I'll be doing one-to-ones as well for people who can afford one-to-ones and want more intimate training. But that's where we are. I'm hoping I'm going to get on some podcasts this year. I want to get the word out. I'm putting it out there that I am going to go on to Parenting Hell in 2026 to discuss my hypnobirthing and parent education course. I'll see you there. Anyway, Happy New Year. Try and every day ask yourself, what would I do today if I love myself? What would I do? What would someone do today if you valued and loved yourself? Would you text that dickhead back? Would you eat that burger for a third day in a row? Would you go out on the drink on a Wednesday night when you've been out at the weekend? Everything that you do, imagine yourself in the best possible way, okay? And love yourself no matter what. Listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, go with what feels right. If something feels off, it is off. And if something feels right, allow yourself to enjoy it. And remember, if anyone hurts you that's not yourself, that's a them problem, not a you problem. And if you are grounded, happy, and whole in yourself, that will in turn bring grounded, whole, and happy people to you. Happy New Year.